next door so loud. There, I think that's a little bit better. Tagged our friends, and let's go ahead and share. Hi Stephanie, how are you? Welcome in. Just sharing me out to my 2 groups. So everyone knows I'm live. I hope you're having a good day. Hi Miss Sandy. I have not shipped your cutie yet. She is sitting on my counter waiting to go. And I know I won't get to it today. Hi Tisha. Hi Maricela. So most likely tomorrow, Sandy. Most likely tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure that she's super dry before I start wrapping her up with bubble wrap. And I know you said that's fine. How's everyone doing? Okay, let's see. I'm not getting comments on my laptop. Uh-oh. Because that's where I usually read them. Oh, there they are. She would have melted. Oh, I'm so sorry. Why does that always happen, that your air goes out like in July or August and your heat goes out in January or February when it's the hottest and the coldest? Hi, Linda. Thank you for sprinkling. Good morning, Rhonda. Thank you for the prayers, Tisha. Yep, Maricela, she's back there. She has her lamb chop. I'm just looking to make sure she doesn't have anything that she's gonna choke on. What you got, Bailey? What you got? Did you get that off with me? You got that off with me? You wanna come say hi to the friends? You wanna come say hi to the friends? Okay, because Mommy's going to take that. I don't want you to choke. Come here. Let's say hi to the friend. She got Lammy's bow off. So, I mean, that's her mission in life, to destroy toys. Yes, thank you. I love you too. I love you too. Say hi, friends. Hi, friends. Hi. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what time is it? It's 1 minute off. Mommy has to go to work, okay? You're gonna go to work with me? Today is bring your puppy to work day. At least in Paper Sweetie's world. Okay, guys. All right, it's 11 o'clock. We can go ahead and get started. You are arriving here from the Sweet Jenny's page, Colossal Creations. And up after me is Christine, I'm Snow Crafty, okay? Backyard yesterday, left it there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Gotta bring it in before it gets rained on. Okay, so, funny story. I was having a hard time finding inspiration yesterday based on the graphic. I pulled the graphic up for August 20th, which is today, and it said Candyland, pumpkin spice, and everything fright. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got with my friend Carissa. I'm like, help me, I'm stuck. I don't do a lot of fall or Halloween, so I find it hard to be inspired. So it's a little bit more of a challenge. Hi, Mary. Hi, Cynthia. It's a little bit more of a challenge for me, which that's okay too. So we were going back and forth. I kept going out to the garage and getting things and bringing them in, and Chris is like, how about this? How about that? How about this? And I just wasn't finding inspiration. Then finally I came up with a really cute idea, something with a ghosty and a pumpkin and a topsy-turvy and all the things. I worked on prepping things for the better part of an hour and a half. I finished about 9:30 last night, and I said, okay, I'm at a good place where I could go live tomorrow morning. Everything was lined up on my table, and I said I can go live in the morning and work through the different steps and show everyone my process.
So then I went to share the graphic, and I see my other girls in this group sharing a completely different graphic than what I was going to share. And somehow, I don't know what happened, but there was a oopsie in the group, and there were 2 graphics with the same date of August 20th. Hi, Brandy. How are you? So then I'm in panic mode. It's going on 10 o'clock at night, like reaching out to everyone. Which one is the right graphic? I'm so confused. And I went back and tried to see if I missed something. And I don't know. There was just 2. So then it was finally confirmed that the graphic I created, prepped for, was not the correct one. So how many of you have ever done that, y'all? How many? Hi, Tanya. Hi, Shannon. Is it just me? Has anyone else done that? Hi, Maria. How are you? Has that ever happened to anyone else? So at 10 o'clock at night, I'm back in my craft room, and I'm getting all of that stuff off of my craft table. And like, okay, shoot, what am I going to do now? Tripped you up as well, Christine? See, yeah. And I was freaking out because I'm relatively early, or at least for me, y'all, because I'm not a morning person. Hi, Vay. I've been around. I think I'm live like 7 times this week. I've been around. Have you been busy doing all the things? Yeah, so anyways, guys, I quickly pivoted. Not a problem. And so today's going to be kind of like a 101. Hi, Heidi. I'm doing good. How are you? Hi, Eden. See, Eden was in my camp too. Eden was in camp Candyland, Pumpkin Spice, and Everything Fright. Because I saw her comment too. Oops, wait, that's the one I thought we were doing too. So it wasn't just me. It was a few of us that, there was just double flyers with it, somehow the same date on them. No worries, no worries. So we all pivoted, mixing Monday and Wednesday flyers up. Yeah, I almost feel like it should be 2 separate groups, because that, I mean, I knew and I thought it was just a me thing, but I'm glad you said that, Christine, because I always have to like double check the dates, really careful, and write it on my calendar to make sure I'm not using the Monday challenge for the Wednesday group. First world problems, right, guys? First world problems. All right, I have a little, all right, this is gonna be really basic. Good morning, Debbie. So yeah, we'll have to go back in the group, get everything straight. So it looks like the one that some of us were prepping using yesterday is actually September 3rd, and then I didn't see one at all for next Wednesday. Maybe I missed it. I don't know, but I'll have to get in there and do some housekeeping and get myself straight. Get myself straight. All right, so this is going to be a basic 101. This is not because of my little hiccup. This is not going to be what you normally see from me with, you know, all of the steps and all of the things and over the top. This is going to be more of a basic 101. I'm making a cookie. It's going to be super cute. But for anyone that's kind of new to foam clay, like my friend Brandy that's on here. Good morning, Terry. How are you? Oh, yeah, decided to do birthday, but I guess I missed it that that was instead of, because the original flyer was not taken down. I don't know. When I first saw the original one, I saved it to my computer. And then when I went to start to create, I went to my computer. Okay, what's the flyer? Okay, here's the one. And I just never connected the dots. So no worries, no worries. I came up with another project, and I'll just save that one for September. So now I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm all set for September 3rd. I don't have to rack my brain. Bubbles drive me crazy. When you guys roll out your clay, That's the most frustrating thing. There's a little something. That's the most frustrating thing, for me at least, guys, the bubbles. So we're gonna do a basic 101. I guess I'm not gonna worry too much about that because we're gonna cover this anyway. So I forgot, I'm covering this anyway, so I don't need to. Hi Brenda, how are you? How are you? All right, so I'm going to put a little oil on this cookie cutter. So I will have confidence that it won't stick because I'm going to be using the scalloped side of this, and these are from Annie's Treasures shop. Why am I standing? I've only had 1 cup of coffee, guys, so I'm still waking up. I told Debbie if an afternoon spot ever opens, I would love to wiggle into that spot. Or if anyone wants to switch, if anyone is in the afternoon and they prefer a morning spot, I'd be happy to switch with you because I am not a morning person. I stay up to most nights like 1:30. So it's hard to get up and be bright and shiny first thing in the morning for me, just because I stay up so late. All right, guys. We'll cut this out with this cute scallop circle cutter. Yeah, lots of birthdays. Lots of birthdays in August. Mine was Monday. Tanya's is today. Raymond's was Saturday. Who else? Oh, Jane Ann's husband was Monday. We share the same birth date. Lots of August babies. My husband's is in August as well. Look at how pretty that is, you guys. The scallop circle cutter. And I'm just, any raggedy edges, we'll just smooth them down. Put a little oil on your finger and just run it across any of your raggedy edges. I know I forget to say the basic things sometimes, and I just assume that everyone, hey Carissa, see, Carissa, I was just telling everyone that you and I were chitty-chatting last night, working on my design, and then at 10 o'clock, I had to change it. So here's what I came up with. Here's what I came up with. It's gonna be cute, cute little cookie. All right, so there's that. So I'm going to set that aside for the time being. I'm gonna get out some cotton candy. Hi Judy, how are you? Welcome, thanks for stopping by. Welcome everyone. How's everyone's Wednesday? Y'all, our coast here, we live on the coast of North Carolina, and I don't know if you guys don't live anywhere near the East Coast, this would not be on your radar watch list, but we are under hurricane warning. The hurricane is not gonna make landfall, so it's gonna be okay, but our coast is gonna get pummeled, especially the Outer Banks. We live on the intercoastal side, meaning there's the ocean and then the Outer Banks, all that long stretch of islands that go almost all the way from the Virginia border down the North Carolina coast. And then there's the intercoastal waterway, and then there's mainland USA, and that's where we live. We live waterfront on the mainland side facing the intercoastal. So for storm surge and flooding, I mean, we will still get it here, but not as bad as the actual ocean side. But yeah, when you have 20-foot waves, it has the potential of being bad. Yeah, you have it too. Terry, where do you live? Oh, Eden, your daughter's the 25th. See, lots of August babies. Count back like 9 months. Debbie was saying this the other day. 9 months back is December, I think. So we were, you know, it's chilly in December. Everyone's snuggling and things happen. And, you know, Merry Christmas to me and all of those things. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Here's my friend. Here's my friend. Yeah, we're good. I mean, we're not even prepping our yard. We're expecting here, you know, rain. It's pretty gloomy right now, so rain starting today into tomorrow, and maybe some gusty winds. Tropical storm force winds, not hurricane force winds. So, hi Tina, how are you? Virginia, yes, Terry, yep. So are you on the coast or are you a little inland? Hi Albert, welcome. All right, so I'm just rolling a worm. And I don't want it super chunky, but I don't want it too thin either. So this is what you do when you make lollipops and when you make ice cream cones. Just roll a worm. And I have much more success rolling worms with soft clay rather than firm clay. When I use firm clay, I get the texturing. So that's another inland. Okay, Terry. For our new friends, that's another tip. I don't work with the firm clay anymore. All right, and then I'm just gonna make some, this is kind of be a sugar cookie. So I'm gonna make some frosting, almost like a lollipop, guys. So let me get my little end started, and then I'm just gonna go around and around and around to make it look like pink sugar frosting. I'm gonna cut it at an angle. Just put my scissors in my cookie. This is how I do my lollipops, guys. I cut at an angle into where you want the lollipop, or in this case, the frosting to end, so you get that nice long end on the outside. And then when you wrap it around, it gives you such a nice finished edge, like that, as opposed to just a blunt straight cut. So go at an angle into the swirl. All right, so there's our sugar cookie. Cookie with yummy, you guys, my favorite cookie place is Crumble Cookie. Who has a Crumble Cookie? Vermont, lots of mountains around us. Gotcha, Tina, gotcha. You should be okay then. It's staying out to sea, but it was a huge, it was up to a 5, I think, at one point, and now it's down to a 2, but still, I mean, a 2 is nothing to fool around with. Isn't that yummy, you guys? So yummy. All right, now set that aside again. Now we're gonna bring our white. What was I just talking about, guys? I lost my train of thought. Oh, crumble cookie, yes. It looks like a crumble cookie, doesn't it? We don't have them here. The closest one to us is in Wilmington. And Wilmington is about an hour and a half south. Wilmington is the little jagged part of the southern border of North Carolina that sticks out, and it's just like a nose. And when hurricanes come up and make landfall, 90% of the time it's in Wilmington because it just sticks out, and I don't know, they just like to come in through there. You have them here in Arizona, Tisha? Yeah. Yep, Alyssa, it looks like a crumble cookie. Well, anytime I go anywhere that has a crumble cookie, I have to stop and buy like a dozen of them because they're just the best cookies ever, you guys. And they look exactly like that. So that kind of was my inspiration last night when I pivoted. I'm like, okay, today's challenge is a donut or a cookie. So I have my donut earrings on. They're available in my shop. And I says, you know what? I'm gonna make a crumble cookie. I'm gonna make one of the crumble sugar cookies. All right, so now I'm rolling out some white, easy peasy, and I'm gonna take this cute little drip or splat. It's more splat. It's a splat. And I'm gonna oil this little baby up really good, guys, because it has all those little nooks and crannies and everything sticks. Oh, Shannon, you have them in Nova Scotia? They're terrible. Stop. Is it the same chain? Or is it something different? Because the crumble cookies here are scrumptious. I've never tasted a bad one. And it's so cool. They have like flavors of the day. Like they have like 6 different flavors every day. So when you go in, that's all you could get, the flavors of the day. And it changes every day. And they're literally scrumptious. Like my mouth is watering right now. They're really super thick. And they have all the things on them. They're just so yummy, you guys. All right, so now we're going to cross our fingers, put it in the white, press it down, and pull it out. Came out good, so where's my ball tool? Yeah, crumble cookie. Really, really scrumptious. It came out really good on that side. There's no jaggedy edges. So then, and you have to be aggressive with it, guys, because if you go slow, you're gonna damage the top of your splat. So you have to be aggressive and just push it like really hard and really quick, guys. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, just do it. All right, pick this guy up and we'll smooth out the edges. Stop, Brandy. 10 minutes from your house. I even checked into it years back, like what it would take to purchase a franchise. And it's not really that expensive as far as franchises go. Because my husband's like, there's not one here at the beach. That would be awesome. Because that's something, you know, people on vacation would treat themselves to. You should open one up. So, I mean, I checked into it. I mean, I don't really want to run one. I just want to go buy the cookies. But they are not, at that time, they were not giving out any more franchises in our area. I think they stage it and only do a certain amount at a time. So it doesn't necessarily flood the market, I think. Crumble cookies are really good, right? I mean, they're not inexpensive. That's probably another reason why it's good that I don't have one near me. All right, so we're gonna bring our little cookie back, you guys. And we're gonna add the frosting, or the splat on top of the frosting. And how do I wanna do it? I want that to the top, because this is gonna be a little girl cookie, and hers is gonna get a bow. Hers is gonna get a bow. I'm putting some oil on my fingers and I'm just smoothing this down a little bit where we joined at the end. That looks just so yummy. It looks just like a crumbled sugar cookie, guys. Brandy, that would be problematic for me, I think, if they did end up building one near me. Because I feel like I would want crumble cookie all the time. That probably would not be good. All right, once I'm happy with my placement, I kind of eyeballed it before I put it down, and then once I put it down, it's gonna stick, and it's not. Once you put it down, you're not gonna be able to get it back up. So yummy. Crumble cookies are overrated. Oh my gosh, Ramona, I've never heard that. Wow, no, crumble cookies are delicious. And I mean, it's like a splurge thing. Like if you're having company or if you're on vacation. Brenda, you have one in your little town? You don't like cookies? See, I love cookies. All right, so now we are going to add some eyes to our cute little, thank you, Debbie. Debbie, are you familiar with crumble cookies? Because that looks just like a crumble cookie. We're gonna add some eyes. Let's see what size we want and how we want them. Okay, I'm gonna take my dollar store ball tool and I want one eye there and one eye there. That gives me my placement. And then I come in with some tacky glue on the end of a toothpick. I like to use the toothpicks with the square end. Oops, that's way more than what I needed. Wipe some off. And then even though the eyes are adhesive backed, for our beginner friends, I always do add some more glue. Just for a little insurance, guys. It's all about insurance, especially if you're selling your, if you're making it for yourself, you don't want it to fall apart. But definitely if you're gonna sell it, you wanna make sure everything stays put. All right, and let's figure out what size would be good to add to our cute little cookie. Let's see this one. Yeah, that one looks good, guys. Don't think of them as a cookie dessert. Huge, right? Yeah. A lot of times, we will cut them in half. And then this way I can have half of one of the flavors and my husband can have the other half. I like using these, my little fine tip tweezers to place it. And again, I kind of eyeball it. I hover over the spot and eyeball it before I drop it down. Because once you drop it down, it's a little bit hard to get it back off sometimes, and then you might mess up your clay. So I hover over the spot. When I'm happy with the placement, go ahead and drop it down, okay? And then come back in with your ball tool or wax pen and push them down. And again, get aggressive with it a little. You want to push them down until you're like, wow, I pushed him down too far. But you want to get in there and push them down, because as your clay dries, for our new friends, it will shrink and puffen up. I don't know how it does both of those. But see how I really pushed them in there? So as it dries and shrinks and puffins, you don't want your eyes to like pop out and be like bug eyes. So push them down really good in the clay, and as it dries, you'll be very happy with the end result. All right, now I grabbed one of my little smile tools, and I'm not sure this is the one that I 100% want. So let's see what we got in here. Let's see. Before I push it in the clay, I want to make sure of the shape. That one might be a little too deep. That one might be too small. That one's way too big. That one I think is too small. I think my original one, guys. I think my original one. This one I think is too small. Decisions. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I have to stand up. I'm gonna get where I want to put that mouth and push it down. Oh, it's so cute, you guys. So cute. Oh my gosh. So cute. Look how sweet. All right, now I'm gonna come back with my ball tool, and I want to use my metal one. This one, I don't wanna use my plastic one. And on the two little points, let me get this out of the way. The two little points, I like, that might be too big. Let's try it with this one first. This one's just a teeny bit smaller. 7 kids and 9 grandkids. $100 pop. Yes, Shannon, holy cow, yeah. You'd have to cut them in quarters and everyone just gets a quarter. So at the tops of the little mouth, I like pushing in the little ball tool. Just to give it some definition. So cute. All right, hold it up so you guys can see it. And again, guys, this is like a basic cookie. And I even grabbed sprinkles and stuff to decorate this, but I don't know if we're gonna even have room. All right, so I'm gonna bring the pink back out and let's give our cute little girl a nose. And I want it to be a little bit oversized, but not super. I don't want it to overwhelm her face. So let's give this a try. DoorDashes them a lot. Oh, man. I would if we had them here. Now I feel like this weekend I want to drive to Wilmington and get me some. I checked if they would ship them. I wonder if they would ship them. Then I would be in trouble, you guys. I'd be shipping them to myself all the time. And I'm doing really good. Leading up to Fake Bakers, I lost a little weight. Not a significant amount, but enough that I feel comfortable in my clothes again. So, like I'm saying, it's probably good that I don't have a crumble cookie near me, because that would be my entire diet. This is so cute. This is so cute, right? I'm gonna have time to probably make another one too, guys. All right, so I grabbed some of the Tutti Frutti foam beads from my shop, thinking I would put them around where the cookie is. But I don't think I'm gonna have room. Something over there that I want to clean off. And I grabbed some of the sweetness sprinkle mix. I think I'll have room for these. So let's add some of these. Bring my tweezers back. Put a little glue on my little glue tray. Tiny bit, guys, just a tiny bit. Look how pretty that mix is. It has pastel green, lavender, pink, yellow, and white jimmies, white pearls, white clay hearts, and clear crystals. All right, so usually you guys who follow me know I just dump my sprinkles because I like a lot of sprinkles, but this little one is so tiny and sweet. I'm gonna just do one at a time because there's not enough room to dump them. So hopefully, hi Maureen. Oh, the cheesecake ones, yeah, they sound yummy. I've never had one from there that I didn't love. I mean, they're so good. When my friend Joyce and I would do the shows, we would always love. We would do a show in Hampton, Virginia, Terry, and there was a crumble cookie there. So we would go and get 6 of them on the first day. And then over the course of the 3 days, we would eat and we would cut them in half. Brandy knows Joyce. We would cut them in half and I would have, so we get to try all the flavors. So I would have half and then Miss Joyce would have the other half, and that was our treat for the show. How cute, guys. I love these sprinkles on this little sugar cookie. Super cute. Okay, let's do a green one. That's the only thing. It takes time. When you do one at a time like this, that's why I'm usually always in a hurry, and that's why I like to just dump them. But this is not a dump them kind of a project. This is a one at a time, dainty little project. This is not how I normally sprinkle my projects. You guys know I like a lot. Normally I do the hot glue and I just dunk it in the hot glue. This is coming sweet though. I love it. Super adorable. All right, another yellow one. And all these jimmies are different sizes too, so I'm trying to be strategic and pick out the little bit smaller ones because this is such a cute, dainty little project. Halfway around, guys, halfway around. Another lavender one. They got a delivery today of some doors for the house next door. So that means they're just about done with the framing and they're gonna start putting the doors and the windows in. S'mores, the cookie of the week, Rhonda. Oh, now I wanna hop in my car and drive to Wilmington and get some crumble cookies. I might have to tell my husband, we might have to do that this weekend. Drive down to Wilmington just for cookies. Yeah, like I said, I live in a resort area and I'm very surprised there's not a crumble cookie here. That's my husband's like, open one up. Like, dude, I just want to go buy cookies there. I don't want to run it. Silly man. Silly man. Oh, this is looking super sweet, you guys. Publix. Oh, the Publix bakery is amazing. Yeah, we have Publix here. Over on Emerald Isle, we have a Publix. I've never been in it though. On our side here, on the intercoastal side, we have Lowe's Foods. We have Food Lion, Harris Teeter, Piggly Wiggly, Walmart, yeah, that's about it over here on our side. And then in our vicinity over on the ocean side on like Emerald Isle, there's a Publix. I keep dropping them, you guys, on my silicone mat. There's a Publix, a Food Lion, lots of dollar stores, because you know when people come to the beach, they want to go and get your wedding cake, Jenna, came from Publix. Yum. You know, when people come to the beach, they want to go to the dollar store and get all the things, the boogie boards and the, you know, all the beach toys. All right, that looks good, you guys. Let's hold it up. See why I couldn't dump them? I guess I could have, but I think it needed a more dainty touch. All right, so I thought I would make some feet. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this cookie yet because it was just a quick, oh, let's make a cookie design. But most likely I'll add it to a larger project. So I feel like I wanna make some feet. Should we do pink feet or the cookie dough feet? Let's take a vote, guys. Help me. Pink feet or cookie dough feet. And here, let me show you this. Here's where I'm gonna bring the yellow in because the challenge was make a cookie or a donut kawaii style. And I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, guys. Meaning cartoony with the eyes. So I think I'm there so far. And then it's add yellow, because I'm assuming that's maybe Tanya's favorite color. So I made a little bow, and while I was watching Jenny before me, I started putting the lemon sequins on it for my shop. Maureen says cookie dough. Thank you, Debbie. Eden says cookie dough. Debbie says cookie dough. Okay, we'll do cookie dough. So somehow I'm gonna put the bow on there, somehow. Sometimes if there's not a lot of space, and I would do this in my paper crafting, guys, I will put the bow the opposite way and let the tails go up. So we might do that with this little girl. Let's make some feet so I can put them off to the side and let them kind of get a crust on them a little before I try adding them. Or I might not even add them. I might show you what they look like, but not add them, because Tanya was saying during her live this morning that recently she made a project, I think a cookie with feet, and walked away, went to sleep, came back in the morning, and it had all squished. So I did pull toothpicks, anticipating the feet, but I will probably not connect it until, because the clay is so heavy when it's wet. It's better off if you just, like Shelby tells us all the time, just let your pieces dry. Right, and then the trick is, and Debbie is so good about this all the time, she has her measuring cups. So she can get her pieces equal. I still need to do that, Miss Debbie. I kind of just feel like they feel the same, or close enough. So let's see, this still might be too big. But that, from what I've seen on the internet, these little cookies and donuts with the feet kind of have big feet. So I'm going to roll a ball. I've never done a cookie with feet, so we're learning together, okay? We're learning together. So I'm gonna roll a ball. I want it to kind of not necessarily have a Nutter Butter shape, but we'll see, we'll see. And I'm gonna kind of push it together to make it more of an oval shape, and then I'm gonna gently push it down, and then push it together, and gently push it down, and then push it together. And as I'm pushing it together, I'm kind of shaping it a little, almost to give it like an egg shape. I'll hold it up and show you. Okay, that looks good, you guys. That looks like a little cookie foot, okay? Let's try it with this one. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna put these on, guys. I'm definitely gonna let the pieces dry. Because I feel like if I put this wet, heavy cookie on these feet, it would just push the feet right in. Even with a toothpick, it would push them in. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Thank you, Karen. Feel, yeah, yeah. I don't have the measuring cups. Every time I go shopping, I'm like, oh, I gotta get some measuring cup, and then I forget. But I do a lot of mine just by eyeball and by feel. And the more you do it, I know Brandy is just brand new to clay. Her and I were chatting a little bit last week about the little candy wrappers, and she loved them, and she made some, and hers came out amazing. The more you do it, the easier it is. All right, see, I mean, those look pretty even to me, guys. And I did push them a little bit in the back to give them not really an egg shape, but fatter in the front and skinnier in the back. Hi, Shay, how are you? Hi, Terry, welcome. Yeah, and sometimes as your pieces dry, you have to babysit them a little and keep going back, because the clay, when it's drying, just wants to even out sometimes. So I will go back and babysit my pieces a lot of times and keep shaping them. Like the little ghost I was making last night for today, which I will save until the challenge comes up. I had to keep babysitting the little skirt on it. All right, guys, so let me make sure I'm in camera. The little feet will go like that. And I'll have them touching. I don't want to touch them now. I'm going to let everything dry separate. And then we'll put the cookie on like that, okay? So it's going to be a little cookie person, okay? A cookie person. Oh, Carly is here. Carly, I didn't even see you pop in. Welcome, my friend. This is the cookie I'm making today. All right, so let's bring our yellow bow back. And when I add the sequins onto projects, I like to use the liquid fusion because it's really thick. It's really thick. And because the sequins are cupped, they're not flat, like a flat back pearl or a flat back rhinestone is flat. These sequins from my shop are cupped. And it works way better with the liquid fusion because it's super thick. And I only do one section at a time, guys. So we're gonna do, like I said, today is 101. And I know I have at least a couple new people on right now watching me. Because when I do my projects, sometimes I forget. And I just assume that y'all know what I'm talking about. And then I get questions after. How did you do that? I saw you making that, but I didn't understand. So it's kind of good that I'm going back to basics a little bit in explaining. So for anyone watching, if you have questions, throw them out there for me. And if I can answer them for you, I would be very happy to. All right, we got that liquid fusion. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Karen. Oh, see? Eden, see, I didn't know that about you. So what is your medium of choice, Eden? Oh, Nancy, you're new too? Well, this was a happy accident then, guys, right? It's great that I was working off the incorrect graphic at first and had to switch really quick because I know for a lot of you, because I've been doing this coming out on 2 years, and I take it for granted that y'all know what I'm talking about. So this is good that I'm kind of going a little bit back to basics. All right, so guys, this is a wax tip pen, and it's semi-sticky on one end, and then it has a little pokey too on the end. Hi, Tina, how are you? And these are sequins from my shop, papersweeties.com. I have all different colors. And I'm using the liquid fusion. You can get that off of Amazon. I'm not sure if Hobby Lobby has it. And then you just take your wax tip pen after you've applied your glue and stick it to whatever sequin or rhinestone you want to apply to your project. And like I said, I like to use the liquid fusion with the sequins because they are cupped. They're not flat. They're flower shaped and cupped, and they behave really nice with the liquid fusion. Great, let me do this row and then I'll hold it up to show you. And I find stoning very therapeutic. I love to diamond dot. I love to rhinestone and stone. See, I just did that middle section, just right there, okay? If you're using regular rhinestones, like flat back rhinestones or flat back pearls, you can just use the regular tacky glue, I have found in my experience. But for these little sequins, because they're not flat back, a thicker glue works better. So if you didn't have liquid fusion, I don't know what else is out there on the market that would be a thicker glue. And they're gonna move around like the flat rhinestones. Once you put them, they kind of sit and don't move around. These, because they are shaped, they will move around. So you kind of have to place them, get your placement when you're happy with your placement. And sometimes I use this pointy end to move them around until I'm happy. And when the glue is still wet, they kind of just slide around. And then leave it be. Let it sit and leave it alone. Don't mess with it and let it dry. So again, I would not make this with the rhine's sequins and then add it right on my project, just like the feet. Let it sit and dry. So once all my parts and pieces dry, guys, I will take a picture and post it, most likely tomorrow, so you guys could see how it came out. And then I try to do the same. So I'm looking over here on this side, and on my first row I did 2, and my second row I did 3 sequins. So I try to do the same. You don't have to. You can just fill it all in. It'll be pretty no matter what. The next one I did 3. How am I doing on time, guys? Okay. 11:47. What are y'all working on today? Are you crafting? Are you working? Elizabeth, it's papersweeties.com. Papersweeties.com. I did make the bow, Nancy. I used a bow mold. I don't have it right out here at my fingertips. It was purchased from a company that has since gone out of business, but my friend Jan from Jan C's Designs has duplicated this particular bow mold and she sells them. So reach out to her, Jan C's Designs, if you're looking for this particular bow mold. She does resin work and she makes silicone molds. She's multi-talented. She works with clay. She works a lot with spackle. I have worked with spackle before, guys. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. And not necessarily foam cooler jack-o'-lantern. Are you doing that in your live later today, Eden, or is it for something else? Probably not today, because it's not a cookie or a donut. All right, and then I'm gonna turn it so I can get the sides. My glue is drying a little, guys, so I'm gonna apply some more. That's why you only work in little sections at a time, especially with the sequins. You want the glue to be really gloopy, so they kind of seat themselves in there and stick good for you. Okay. Put some more glue. We'll do this side. Working my 9 to 5. Maricela, quit your job. Quit your job, girl. Quit your job. I say that to all my friends. Yes, I know, sweet girl, I know. I tell Carly that all the time. And she's like, oh, I wish I was home crafting. 3 on that side and then 4 on the top. I like my symmetry, guys, which is very weird because I also like asymmetry. I guess it just depends on the project. That's looking good. Feel like I want one more right there. How pretty. Carly made me last night 10 tonight to finish, not for the event. Gotcha. I'm gonna have to check them out, Eden, because that sounds pretty cool. Carly made me a little bird this past spring, a bluebird, because she knows I like bluebirds. And she sequined all of its wings. And then she put some of the sweet glitter from my shop on it too, I'm pretty sure. Pina colada, maybe. I think she did. Yeah, the sequins can be a little fussy to work with just because they are not flat-backed. That's why I said use a real gloopy, sticky glue. And if you just leave it sitting down, I don't know why I had it in my hand. Leave it sitting down flat on your table. Push the pieces around until you're happy with placement, and then leave it alone and let it dry. And once it's dry, you will have no problems. And then I kind of do take my finger and push them down a little bit, so I'm assured that they are in that glue. And only work on a little section at a time, because your glue gets dry and then your pieces want to pop off. This was kind of fun now that I'm finishing it, getting back to basics and explaining some of the basic things. This cookie turned out so stinking cute. I love it so much. I have not done. Hi Raymond, how are you? Thanks for checking on me yesterday. He's like, how you doing with the hurricane? This is my first ever making a little cookie person. So there's the cookie, then it's gonna have the feet, but I'm gonna wait until my piece is dry because I feel like it would be a disaster if I added this heavy wet cookie onto the feet. It would just squish them in. Even with toothpicks, I feel it would squish them. It would misshape them. And then we were to use yellow. So I'm working on adding sequins to this yellow bow. Do those have little holes in the middle? Yes, they do, Dawn. So if you wanted to like use them for jewelry making, you could as well. So the bow, and I'm gonna wait until all the pieces dry, guys. But I will add the bow onto the top of the cookie person's little head, like that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do points down or points up. I will have to make an executive decision when the piece is dry. At this point, it's gonna be points up because the points down go right into her cute little face. So I'm being careful because I don't want to knock the sequins off. So it'll be something like that, and then with the little feet. I hope you guys enjoyed this back to base. The cookie is cute, right, Raymond? Yeah. And like I said, I had a little glitch. I got my graphics mixed up and prepped for a future challenge last night instead of today's challenge. So then I was scrambling at 10 o'clock to come up with and I'm like, well, it's gonna have to be this and it's gonna have to be basic. And there's so many people on here today. They're like, I'm new to clay. I'm new to clay. This is great. This is great. So it was a happy accident. It was a happy accident. I love it. I love it. And now when that challenge comes up in 2 weeks, I'm already prepped for it. Double bonus. Raymond's voice needs more tumbleweed accent. That's funny. He's from New Orleans. He's not from Texas. He's from New Orleans. He's got the perfect Creole accent, I feel. Raymond. Oh, Eden. Facebook is not being sweet to you either. I hear so many people saying that. Wendy, Sunday for my birthday event. She's like, I can't reply. I can't reply. Thank you, Ramona. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Well, I hope this helped some of our new friends out. To get started, if you have any additional questions, feel free to message me. Yes, happy birthday to our sweet Tanya from Ribbon Branch Crafts. Up next after me at 12 o'clock is Christine. I'm Snow Crafty, so we're gonna head over there in just a couple of minutes and see what she has lined up for us today. Thanks for hanging with me so much today. I appreciate you all. And as always, thank you to our fearless leader, sweet Miss Debbie, for providing this group for us all to hang out, chat, get our craft on. get our questions asked and answered. So fun. Thank you, Tisha. Oh, thank you, Maureen. See, I was so worried that y'all were going to be like, ooh, that's not a Debbie project, because y'all are used to me doing like 17 things. So that tickles my heart, you guys. I'm so happy that you guys enjoyed it. I'm so happy. Aw, you're so welcome, Tanya. For sure. Yep. All right. I am down to my last 3 minutes, but I can hold this up. I won't finish the last tail live, but I'll hold this up so you can see how this tail came out with the sequins. And then, like I said, I'll let all my pieces dry and then I will attach them and take a picture and post it. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Super cute. I think I might want to add one more right on the end right there. But I think I need some more glue. Like I said a couple of times, when you're working with the sequins, because they are not flat back, you're going to want to use more glue than what you normally would do. Normally I just brush it on with a brush, so it's just a fine coat. But with the sequins, you kind of need some more stick power. Okay. So I got that one more tail to do, but that's how it's gonna look. Real pretty and different with the sequins, different than rhinestones. Both equally cute, but a little bit different. Okay, my friends, I will be live again today at 2 o'clock for a live sale, and I have it all over here priced and ready to go. So if you're around and you're interested, and it's going to be a handmade live sale, if you're interested in getting any of my recent things, join me. And don't forget to check out the lineup on my page today for all the designers. But up next right now is Christine from I'm Snow Crafty. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, be sweet, have an amazing day, and bye.